Hello and welcome to Ascends Evening, our first event where we both got virtual and physical in 2021. We're really excited. We've got lots going on in the life of C3 and in Ascend. Our next event being a breakfast on the 8th of May. But right now we've got a great evening, so let's sit back, let's relax, and let's get stuck in together. So tonight we're going to be looking at hospitality. Hospitality being an opportunity. When I first joined C3 back in 2015, I found myself getting involved with lots of young adults in their groups, in their connect groups, in the socials and on Sunday gatherings, and I really enjoyed being part of that culture. And there's people you know really well, there's people you don't know so well. There's also some people you don't know at all. But it's really good having a community. Now when I joined, there was this one person who I knew of a little bit, but I didn't know very well. And I kind of made a post on my Facebook saying, hi, I need help housing myself because I'm in between houses A and houses B, and I'd like a place to stay for a couple of weeks. And I just put it out there. A guy named Andrew Miller stepped forward and said, hey, do you want to crash in mine? You can live in the other room, and you know what, just stay as long as you need it. He didn't charge me a penny. To me, that is incredible hospitality. Didn't even know the bloke very well, but he showed love and kindness inside his home to me. And another example I've got is when my very first Sunday at C3, I made friends with this guy named Dan Neville. And Dan Neville said to me, Dec, do you want to come and hang out with young adults at Nuttings? They do a meal there. You're welcome to join us. First time, never met me, doesn't know who I am, doesn't know me from anyone else. And he invited me along. And the incredible people who were living at Nuttings prepared a meal and welcomed me in. And I made loads of great friends there. But we need to be people who can welcome people. Because you know what? People really matter. And hospitality is an opportunity to show love and kindness to people. So hospitality is an opportunity to host angels. In Hebrews 13 verse 2 it says this, do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for some have entertained angels without knowing it. And that is actually copied from Genesis 18, so an earlier scripture, when it references Abraham. He was the father of the faithful. And there was this point when he had to leave his shade of his tent on a very hot day. He welcomed in 3 strangers and provided them with refreshments, conversation. It wasn't until after that did he realize he hadn't entertained the Lord himself. Wow, that's incredible. Hospitality is an opportunity to have dinner with Christ, his angels, and very special people. What about it being an opportunity for it to fulfill our needs, our physical needs too, such as enjoying a good, warm meal? What about it being a place where we can have our physical needs met when it comes to having a place to sleep and rest? Christ moved from town to town with no place to call home. There's this point when Jesus was feeding 5,000. We've all heard of this story. He was sharing good news on the hillside. Thousands of people were coming to listen to him. And literally in John 6 verse 55 it says, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall not hunger, and he who believes in me shall not thirst. That is the message Jesus taught. And then he went one step further than that, because it wasn't just words and out of his mouth. It actually became a heartfelt transition where he was willing to say, right, let's get some food. Let's get an Uber to get a kid over here with some food, and we're going to pray for it, bless it, and boom, let it feed everyone. And he did it. God met the needs of everyone that day, and it also went beyond them, and they had loads surplus. Hospitality is an opportunity to meet physical need. And the ultimate purpose of hospitality is to be brothers who are willing to go into the deep parts of our own lives. We need to keep man's deepest need, which is spiritual. How easy is it to have a conversation with our friends, to spend time with one another and miss out on the good news of Christ in our lives. And what I mean by that is sometimes the good news of what God is doing in the tough days of your life. Hospitality gives us an opportunity to tell God's story. So how do we do hospitality amongst COVID-19? Well, it's quite simple. What we do is this. Right now, the UK government has allowed us to meet in here in groups of 6. So what you do to your mates, when it's safe to do so, you say, mate, you take the slide, I'll take the floor. And the other friend, you can go at the other end of the garden. But we're going to do hospitality the best that we can today. What I want to say to you, my brothers, is this. Don't be afraid to be hospitable in COVID-19. Because we can be God's people today and here. So how can we show hospitality to others in this great opportunity that we've got? I want you to start getting into groups and to start thinking about these few questions. Question 1 being, can you share an example of being really welcomed? Question 2, how can you develop hospitality in your life? And part of that is, are you known for hospitality already, or is this something that you want to develop in? And question 3, the hardest one. What would you do if someone, such as a stranger or someone from church you don't know that well, came to you unannounced and wanted to chat? Would you give them the time of the day? Well, that's what we have time for today. I can't wait to see your thoughts, your prayers, and all the stuff that's going to be happening in your lives, not just in the life of our church, but in your personal lives. Please share them with us on Facebook, and we can't wait to see you at our next events. Guys, be blessed. Speak soon. I forgot to say, there is a great verse in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 9. Show hospitality to one another without grumbling. Speak to you soon, guys.